लाइफ में दिखनी चाहिए। ओके, अपकमिंग है, आ रही है। ओके ओके, एल्बर्ट्स एंड आइंस्टाइन्स।
आ तो रही है बट द थिंग 8 सब्सक्राइबर कैसे प्रांशु?
I am, a big YouTuber man.
36 के अपने अकाउंट है, एक में अनिरुद्ध है।
नहीं, that's false.
अरे तो 4 तेरे अपने अकाउंट हैं।
नहीं, नहीं.
अपने अकाउंट कितना है आपके?
So I'll have to fix this one.
Okay, let's focus on the screen. We are already live.
मेरे को नहीं दिखा if you are live or not.
Yes,
Never
we are
mind.
live.
Let's
You are
just
also
start.
live. Please viewers, you guys. Okay. So what's the agenda for today? Like how are we gonna proceed? What's your thought on that?
Most likely we'll be getting on the recent AI trends. After that, we'll be getting on what's going on right now in the AI field, whether it's extension, its domination, or how whatsoever. And after that, we'll be scrolling some very great post. I'm thrilled to announce that I've been selected in this.
Okay.
So yeah.
I think I can write our agenda as first. We're just gonna scroll on X. Let's find out what's going on there. What do you think?
Yeah, sure. Let's do it.
Early morning scroll on X. Okay.
Yeah, let's go.
I think I'll have to
Pransh, can
start.
you share your screen
Yeah, man. I'll
here,
share
here,
my screen.
here on Discord so that we can actually see what's going on live.
I'm gonna have to reset up your camera, so just give me a minute. That was the plan all along, man. That was the plan all along. I, just give me 1 second, man. I'll have you guys go to back on my screen.
Sure.
We are actually setting up the cam on screen for everyone. This is a tutorial for how to not set up your camera. Okay. So I guess we all are visible now on the screen. Yeah. So how about we have a quick introduction around the table. So how we are gonna start with Vikram, our man, bro. He is the guy in tech for all of us. So tell us about yourself in few words.
Can you repeat?
So just asking for an introduction from you, man.
Okay, okay. So, hi guys, I am Vikram, and currently I am intern at Google Summer of Code at Quebec's organization, and I am actually working on to actually refactor the offline Wikipedia of them. So yeah, that's all.
Okay. What about you, Akshay?
I'll go with mine. Hi, I'm Akshat. A current GTM guy at a company of ByteDance, a subsidiary of that, and I'm also working with multiple brands from China only.
No, that's good. Okay, so I think we should just get into what we are gonna do today.
Yeah,
I
let's just get it
I have a
together.
lot of intro from my side. I'm just a designer, not a tech guy, right? So I guess we can just go on X first. I don't really have a great X feed, so maybe we can just go through some news bulletins. And of course
I
we
have a
have
great LinkedIn feed, Lamau.
we of course have Vikram at our top, man.
Please like the post, man.
Everyone
Like in the
Like,
post.
I legit had one question, Vikram. Why have you written such a long post? Like,
Oh, it
some
was meant
people
it's
to
like
be a
to
long
read.
post,
Some
like
people can read.
I
no,
just
no, no.
I
It's like,
just
but you can draft a medium post around it, but it's not like that long of a post, man.
I bought the blue tick itself for this purpose only
Oof,
last
oof,
night.
Did you
oof.
get the 50% off?
No, I didn't get the 50% off, bhai. I
For
bought
how
it
long?
for
For how long you bought it? Like for a month or about what period of time you bought it?
for a month now.
And how much it costed you?
Almost 470 rupees.
Oof, oof, oof. What's the dollar costing? Like, Pranshul, if you
You
can
can
check the dollar costing if it's there.
it's around maybe it's around
I think it's
$5 or something.
$5 then, na? If it's
Yeah,
costing you, if it's
$5.
costing, it's
No,
literally
no, no.
cheaper for
I
me,
guess
man.
no. I guess it's like the purchasing power doesn't differentiate between US and like the rates are same. My question is
Yeah,
that.
I don't think
I
it's
guess
there's a lot of differentiation.
yeah, yeah,
Okay,
yeah. It's the same thing in US and India.
that's great, man.
It's the basic starts at $3 a month over there, so that's
Even lesser than here. But $22 a month is like the Gemini output.
yes, yes, that
Yeah,
is.
Yeah, you
okay,
could consider
I
that.
mean, it can say
obviously.
anything, man. If you are considering this as your source of information ever,
Nah,
man,
nah, nah, nah,
you
nah.
should just go back to your Wikipedia time because this is one of the worst trustable source. I mean, it's
I
good
know.
for a quick glance, but I have never really gotten an answer I'm confident of from here.
Like, see, for
Also,
this, I just only consider about whether the statistics or like everything that can be predicted and that is stored in the information form, not on the real time information kind of stuff. Whether in
It doesn't
SF.
even pop up
Okay.
for
that
the
is
weather, man.
Damn. If you search like who's the highest run scorer in IPL or World Cup, like that is a trustable source. I'm telling you.
I
Yeah.
don't know
See.
if that's true. You guys have to verify this.
Nah, I know this is true. That's true.
So it works sometimes, but at the end of the day, it's Google and it's Gemini, so no comments for that.
Yeah, obviously makes a lot of sense.
Okay. I'm not gonna look at the X pricing for longer, man, because I ain't buying this. As of now,
Just get and buy
I
LinkedIn Premium, man. You need it more
I
than
ain't
me.
buying this for my holy 21 followers, man. Okay, okay. So I guess Vikram is always posting something, man. So we can go through that. What other things do
Yeah.
we have? Today's news. We have DeepSeek V4. Of course, we have a model release or something.
Every single day there are four models being released on Twitter. Just
I guess this was released on
always
24th
competing
April.
with some shit like
okay. It's late.
ChatGPT.
Yeah,
Lamau.
news is 2 days ago. I guess the hype or something regards pricing. Okay, it's cheap as hell. Of course, it's cheap.
Guys, do you also believe that these underlying models, like from when ChatGPT provided free plans in India for about an year, the underlying models have been like the output have been so trash. I believe the underlying models are GPT-3 or something in the name of GPT-5.
I mean, I
Uh,
do believe.
in the free tiers that we are using for like the ChatGPT 4 website, the thing is we are not shown which model we are actually selecting sometimes it will show us that you are using the GPT 5.5 or something like that. I could try over here. I don't think I'm logged in for on chat.com right now. Yeah, I'm not logged in, but
Yeah, I guess we
sometimes
have
it
just
is.
four accounts for Claude.
Yeah, I mean, why will I be using ChatGPT that too on the web? I mean, that's the important
Obviously.
question.
Yeah,
So,
obviously.
but I don't think sometimes it shows the model you are using, sometimes it would show. And recent they launched their auto feature and all that kind of things. That even their ChatGPT 5 versions would select other specific models for the task they think it's appropriate. So if it's a extensive task, they'll give it to a larger model, or if it's a weaker task, they'll give it to a weaker model. But the thing to consider, okay, I think there is a voice echo.
No,
Yeah,
it's
there is
it's
a voice
fine
echo.
from our side.
I
It's not
use.
for you guys. It came in the chat.
Okay.
I told you guys, man, there's a voice echo.
Damn. Okay, let me go on mute once.
I don't think your muting would work. Again, now there's no echo. I can't hear it. Can I use confirm is there if there's still an echo? It will take a few seconds because there is a delay overall.
No, it's fine. Like I'm viewing the stream on the other end as well. There's no echo.
Man, it's debatable. Technical issues for technical people. Just give me 1 minute, I'll go through the clip.
Like the stream which I'm viewing, I guess the stream which is Vikram is also viewing. It's
There is
fine.
a echo, there is a echo.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure about that.
Vikram, if you can check on your device.
Yeah, no, the thing is, the echo is coming up when Akshat's mic is on for some reason.
No, I'm
Uh,
viewing the entire stream. I don't think it's there. I don't know. Like let's see.
and I'm not blaming you, and it's just that the part that it's happening.
I'll check if the voice is echoing through my speaker.
It's debug time, man.
No, it's fine from our side. Okay.
Okay, Ayush said now it's not echoing.
It
So maybe
was,
it's
it
fixed.
echoes when like Akshat's mic is on. I genuinely don't know why that's happening. Like, Akshat, can you turn your mic back on?
It's on.
Okay, so yeah, now I can
Let us
hear the
see.
echo coming back to me. Can you maybe try
Yeah.
some different microphone device, man? Just take
Okay,
a minute,
let
man.
me
We are not
let
in a
me.
hurry. Maybe I'll log in my chat GPT till then and we
Akshata, are
can.
you using your headphone mic or a mic, external mic? Your headphone one. All right, all right. Then why is the voice echoing?
Uh, by the way, if you come on the platform, I'm on the Go one, and still it would, not tell me which model I'm getting access to directly.
You still have the Go model. Do you know?
How is it now?
Do you
How
know
is it now?
when-
Let me say something. Okay, I don't hear the echo, so there should not be any. I think someone
Let's
can confirm
see.
that
Let's
later.
see. Let's hope for the best then.
Yeah. Okay, so I guess back to it. Where were we? We were talking, of course, we were trashing
About the
on
underlying
ChatGPT.
models. Like, see, when I had a conversation with the folks at OpenAI, so the prime example from their side was they are building for the like the local people or not for the enterprises. Their 80% income till date is from the direct consumers. But now I can't see a direct use of them. Like earlier at the time, when GPT models were very relevant, like people used to generate Ghibli images. After that, it was used for already used to like daily use task and all that stuff. But now I don't think the relevance is that much there. Only the non-tech audience is using like the GPT models, the core GPT models. I don't think tech people are using GPT models for anything. Just because the output in terms of creative things, output in terms of coding things, and the output in terms of image as well. For image, I just directly go to Gemini Grok. For coding, I just go to Claude. So it's like that.
I think this problem has like the same answer as the operating system theory. The thing is, you are not getting the best output. You are looking as a developer that you will, scrounge for the best value for your money. That's what you're gonna. If you're not gonna like the Windows software, of course you are gonna move towards Linux or something, or either buy a Mac. So I would say there's the same thing here.
Agree.
The non-tech audience is so much greater than like in quantity than the normal tech audience. The market that ChatGPT gathered at a point of time in billions. I don't know if it's billion, but it's probably hundred of millions of users that have the application that are using it for other services, the chat and all. The Instagram reels, they have so many promotion done on them for the non-technical people, for the common everyday man. Like asking ChatGPT chat. The term chat has been coined for ChatGPT that I am asking chat. all that thing came around. You know, the Twitch chat name was given to ChatGPT. I have seen mostly Gemini, a bit of Gemini trying to do this, and a lot of OpenAI marketing their AI services for the common man. Our parents, our non-technical brothers and sisters to use to
Oh yeah.
plan their diet, to meal and all. Anthropic is not doing that. Anthropic is making millions of dollars just by milking us developers by having a $200 plan and all that kind of research.
But okay, like there are other perspectives. Vikram, what's your POV?
I would say that Pranshu is right here. Matlab, like ChatGPT is really focusing on the people like who are majorly non-technical. Like they want to plan out their works and they want to generate images or anything. And I would say that yeah, it is very differentiated between Claude and ChatGPT itself. It is targeting technical people here, and it is not even providing the image models and anything like that.
Got it.
So yeah,
So like okay, I'll tell you where the major like see Google has the distribution and OpenAI was earlier way too ahead in the race. Then Claude came in, and after that Gemini came in, and Gemini took a very great advantage just because of the distribution. Now, when I was having this chat with the folks from OpenAI, they were very clear about it. 80% of the revenue of Google is, no, 60% of the revenue of Google is till date ad revenue in the sense like if you search Google, then they will run ads and they will sell data around it. So the 60% of revenue is from them. But now the trend is switching. People are not searching on Google anymore. People are searching on ChatGPT. That hey, just get me this things and compare these products. And ChatGPT will do it just because of the RAG implementation as well as the intelligent searching as well. So the folks were very clear that we are cutting down the market of AdSense for Google, and that's where a major income will come in for future. Not present. Like present income isn't driven that much, and AdSense they will run on their platforms. So what's your opinion on that?
I mean, yeah, the Gemini distribution is also been pushing through Google when you search normally. So they are pushing the Gemini's responses more than the normal searches as well. So I think that also contributes to it. But I think the thing that people are migrating to Chat GPT for searching, I think that's not the actual thing, an organic thing we should do, is
Okay.
what I believe. We should actually rely on the, organic stuff like how we used to search before this AI era. So like, yeah,
But
even the
Vikram,
models
don't
are
you
trained on.
believe, like, see, before this AI era, we used to, so suppose if we are getting a holiday homework or if we are getting any topic to search upon, we'll just search that topic, Google indexing will give away the links of Wikipedia. So first link would be of Wikipedia, and after that we'll read the same resource which has been written. So the knowledge is like very limited. But don't you think after this ChatGPT era, the knowledge is like, okay, crossing boundaries, and there is own thinking and reasoning models. So obviously, some thoughts are being added up and piled up and then given to and then served to us.
I mean, yeah, it's actually true that the knowledge is not limited right now as we have all the models. But I think that the creativity has a bit far. Matlab, I would say that mm, the creativity is actually gone now. Because when we used to search like paragraphs or something on Google, so we actually used to uh, believe that we should not plagiarize it and actually, write it by ourselves and add some own tone to it. But I believe that Chat GPT is taking over that too, and all the AI models. So I believe in that maybe we should use organic things like the old sources like Wikipedia and all stuff to even write paragraphs and all today. But yeah, it's okay. I mean, technology will rise
Pranshu,
in
what's your
future as
opinion
well.
on
So
this?
Okay, so I kind of got distracted so because I was looking for a document, but we were talking about the AI market. So I'll take like a minute to go over this. If I think you guys can see my
Should I
screen.
repeat the question, or like where we were
Uh,
heading to?
just we'll just go over that question after I do this bit of
Go ahead,
explaining.
go ahead. No worries, go
Okay,
ahead.
so we were talking about the distribution these markets have. So this was like a artificial analysis report in the end of 2025, and in my opinion, it's one of the best to showcase. The thing is, this shows us like which company has what available to them. So Google has everything available to them. Google is the only company that has, this is from 2025. We can check different thing also. So the thing is, OpenAI, it does not have is like accelerator hardware. Like it had its models, it created the models, it created the application, created a distribution on its own with the hype it created in 2020 and majorly in 2022 with the launch of 4.0. It had it inference also first party. OpenAI had that kind of stuff with them. They did not have was on device distribution. Like Google had their phones, their operating system distributed everywhere, and Google also had like major data centers and computing power. The thing is, you can go through this chart and realize which company has a very strong sharehold because everyone is creating models now. Like there are not even some companies mentioned over here that in 2025 play a major role, like Kimi and Moonshot are the same. Minimax, they're not mentioned here, I think. Yeah,
Yeah,
India.
wait, that's what I was thinking. That Moonshot isn't
Yeah,
mentioned here.
that's because this is from 2025. This was like the
Yeah,
final
actually.
report. 2025 year end. Kimi with the K 2.5 came in, but they were not
Minimax
being
has been
considered.
like in the presence like from this February only. So yeah, that's what the major
Yeah.
sense is.
The thing is, they were, researching and doing from a long time. I think from 2022 or 2020 also competing with the same level with OpenAI. But the thing is, they did not have, their own a lot of inference or the market and the to, place their name over here. The thing is, some companies over they are not even creating models, but they are, showcased over here that these company still have, their chips and everything to run all of this. So like AMD is mentioned here. AMD does not have their inference for models or applications, but they have the hardware.
I guess XAI, like XAI comes under Grok, right? So they do have their
Yes.
accelerator hardware as well.
I don't know if they
I
do
guess
now
they
or
do have, they do have.
by accelerator hardware. What do you mean? I think
Like
we
the
might have to
hardware on,
yeah.
yeah. Go ahead.
What
Actually entering
uh
from?
I think accelerator hardware refers to the chip making industry.
Okay. I thought
So
the data management
Google is
systems and
here,
all.
AWS is here, AMD is here. Grok makes their own chip. I am unaware of Cerebrus and Sambanova. I'm also unsure what chip Amazon makes, and they have written a strong presence for Amazon. Like what hardware Amazon sells, I'm unaware of that right now. Might have to search that up. But
Might be
kind
like
of
these things
yeah.
might be coming under the cloud centers which they have.
No, this
Might
would be
be.
Yeah,
more particular
maybe.
to the chips they are creating. The Google is mentioned here because of their Tensor Flow. I think Tensor Flow is their chipset, right?
Tensor, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so because
tensor.
of that, that is why they are being considered and Nvidia also. And the one of the major thing about Nvidia that to till a major point they do not have their application side clear because they are building GPUs and everything. They have the hardware market sorted. They have the gaming and the GPU industry also sorted. What AI they are building, they are majorly building for the inference part and I guess some on the gaming side also. I think we cannot
We are missing
neglect
a
Nvidia's
brand
gaming
here.
side.
Like Samsung is the only brand which doesn't have AI foundation models, and rest three there are there. Yes.
Samsung is here or not? I don't know, man.
No,
I
Samsung isn't here, but
Yeah,
Samsung is the only
the thing
one
is
without
Samsung
any AI application.
uses Google's models and Google's application level structures.
Yeah, that's true.
The thing is, I feel like Gemini to a major extent is an application part. Like the model is Gemini 3.1 Pro, but the Gemini application, the Gemini we use through the Android operating system, those are on the application side of it, application
Mhm.
implementation overall. So I think this is a really good report. Even though it's outdated, it does give you an idea that for a major point of time, what is important for us to overview. I
Got
guess
it.
that's what I was pointing out. I just came into mind and I was like, I need to find this. You can find this on the artificial analysis website as their year-end report. There are a lot of graphs here. This goes to like GPT 5.2 and Cloud 4.5 Opus. So that was the time of releases at that point. We are
Makes
not going to
sense.
go through this whole report right now. Maybe we can find, I think they already might have their quarter three. Yeah, that's the quarter three. They don't have a 2026 report till now. At the time they have, we'll go through that, I guess. So
Makes
this
sense.
was what
Okay.
I was bringing up. So if you want, if you still remember the question you were having with Vikram, maybe I can also go over that.
The major question from Vikram I had was, okay, from you, like you coming from a creative side as well as a tech side and a mixture of that or from marketing as well. My question would revolve around, okay, how do you see that is creativity dying from the entering of these creative models or the reasoning models, or the creative side? Like, see, we all know creative side will be more competitive just because the outputs are
Hmm.
there are a lot of outputs, both human and AI. But is creativity dying?
My answer to this is creativity is not dying, it's getting diluted. I think that goes for software as well. Software that is built with love and taken care of, it will be doing great, and it is still doing great. But software that is, pushed with AI and is just, being hyped up that it needs to sell immediately, that software is dying. Like GitHub is not having a great time in my opinion right now. But on
What's
the
your
other hand,
opinion?
so
Why GitHub is dying?
man, that's a very in-depth thing. I think uh, a lot of it is being blamed on the AI slop they are doing. Like Microsoft proudly claims that their 30% of their code is written by AI. But now when we are coming to a point in 2025, it's getting worse and worse with their, downtimes. The thing with a lot of these outages, they are not major affecting a lot of the things. But what happens it for developers, as I previously mentioned, developers like to get the best for their value. They know how software works. You cannot fool them by saying, okay, this just happened. For non-tech people, if a software goes down, you can maybe, you know, help send a marketing guy to manipulate them. But for a
It's
technical
again the
person,
same quote
yeah.
goes as like you can fool a lot of people for a very small amount of time, or you can fool a very small amount of people for a very long amount of time, but both cannot happen.
So the thing is, GitHub is still good in my opinion. GitHub for a lot of users. I mean, I would still suggest students that are starting off and developers that are starting on, they will only go to GitHub to get started. But when we go to a production level scale, where even a minor mistake could harm, thousands or hundreds of thousands of users, at that
Yeah.
point of level it becomes critical to make sure you do not have those kind of downtimes. I mean, we saw that Ghosty was leaving GitHub. I saw that post. It was, I have not been on
Yeah,
GitHub for long.
52,000 stars, man.
Yeah, I have been only for like 3 years on this platform, but him being here for 18 years on GitHub, that's
Like
that's
one of
almost
those
how old
first
I am.
1,200 users of GitHub.
Yeah. So them realizing that the software is weakening over time and they are having problems. I'm not having problems with GitHub on a personal level as a solo developer, but as a company they were having those problems. So I think that overall makes GitHub as an enterprise product not stable. And to make money they need to
True.
be an enterprise product. The thing is, I was a
True.
heavy Copilot user for a long time. I have now stopped using my Copilot
But
for
Pranshu,
studying.
like you would also believe at that point, like once you said this as well on the previous conversation, that most of the students starting from like development process uses GitHub only. The primary reason and secondary would be like you also used Copilot for a very long amount of time just because you got it for free. So distribution of GitHub that has been played a very major role. Why we all are starting with GitHub and continuing with that, and we are also expecting that in production terms. But in production, it's been a very long habit that people are using GitLab or the custom custom interfaces. So like GitHub has that distribution all around the world.
Yeah. So I'm not
So
saying that
yeah,
these outages of GitHub are gonna, affect them on an enterprise level, that it's gonna harm them, it's gonna harm them for the money, but they're still gonna have a lot of users, a lot of students, a lot of early developers, some startups, they are still gonna remain on GitHub. The people that are effective, that's the problem. The percentage of people that are affected by the outages are the most percentage that pay for the platform.
okay.
because enterprise people and large scale users are affected by these outages. I mean, I use GitHub, like I post, even if I post daily code, if sometimes my code does not go up, I don't even run GitHub Actions. So many people rely on GitHub Actions, and it has one of the worst pricing, that people are going to third party resources, and then you find out those third party resources cost more to use, even
What
because GitHub adds a
advantages is
restriction.
GitLab playing on?
I haven't explored GitLab. I don't know if Vikram can. Maybe Vikram, can you comment on that part? Have you gone through all that kind of
I
stuff?
mean, I haven't explored GitLab itself
Okay, okay, no worries.
much. So yeah.
We can just Google it, man.
Yeah, we can
But
just
yeah,
go ahead with it.
it's more on the side of DevSecOps. So
Okay,
maybe if you want
Okay.
to push your normal applications, yeah, here you go, DevSecOps operations.
Mm.
So maybe if you want to push your normal applications, it is not actually necessary to push your normal applications here, and not actually advised. Only enterprise level applications are being tested and being deployed from here. So I
okay.
don't think so you actually require to deploy through GitLab your application. So yeah,
Okay. So that's one thing. I think the major distribution that GitHub has is that, even we all know, we just started our development journeys like a few years ago. When we get started, the first thing we are told to learn with Git is GitHub.
True.
And
yeah,
as Vikram and I, we both are, running a chapter of Force United in in Delhi. So the thing is, we know that when we were hosting sessions around this, no one knew what GitLab was, and a lot of people don't know the difference between Git and GitHub. That's a big factor. Not knowing the difference between Git and GitHub when they are beginning, they consider they are almost the same. They consider it's a one package thing, but it's not. So these kind of factors, now when every developer is pushed into GitHub, they get stand up on the platform, their contributions matter. A lot of open source initiative, even GSOC runs majorly through GitHub, I guess. At that point of time, when a
yeah,
person moves forward in their professional journey, they are gonna use GitHub mostly. It's like, I have was trained with GitHub in my hand, so I'm gonna move with GitHub majorly, right? Unless a specific company comes and demands that I need to use something
But
else,
I guess like
then
while I was exploring GSOC only, there were a lot of companies like the processing after that Liquid Galaxy. These guys used GitLab instead.
uh I
yeah.
guess
They might
some would.
GitLab.
But that's the same thing. If a company particularly tells you to explore GitLab, then you might explore GitLab. But on a personal level, when you go on the internet, would you have started with somewhere other than GitHub?
No.
Nah, I
Yeah.
mean, there's no actually a good alternative to GitHub itself.
Yeah,
Even
at that scale, there's not.
when you leave, even when you leave behind the enterprise and the distribution of GitHub, there is no actually a good alternative to GitHub itself to maintain your code and all other stuff.
I think, yeah. So this is like the status page of GitHub. Well, they are doing good right now. What?
Like,
Okay, this
see,
is the
one
result
thing
today.
that I was viewing in Fireship's video as well, and after that, I've read two, three blogs as well that Amazon is promising somewhere around 99% uptime, and GitHub has only promised somewhere around 89 or 90% uptime, like in the past quarter. So that's where like they are struggling in.
For the last 90
The
days, they have
Amazon,
gone down to 86. So the
specifically
thing
That's
Amazon
what
is,
I'm
tools
saying.
is just depend.
if you go through these, I would say if you go through these downtimes, you will realize, I'm pretty sure 99% of these downtimes won't affect a large portion of the GitHub users, which are, maybe like students or early developers. But it does, as I was saying, it does affect the paying users, and they are the one that have the reach on the internet. They are gonna outrage for this. The thing is, the time the outrage becomes, or like the downtime becomes big enough for a person with scale building is effective, that person cares about their money they are putting into it. Like if I were to tell you something, I came through blacksmith, through I think Theo Brown's video, and there was some conversation, I'm not sure. So you can run your jobs over here. Yeah, you can run your GitHub actions and everything over here. The thing is, there are like particular fixed cost. So you can, I have never really run GitHub actions before. So I'm gonna, say as much on the basis of as I know. You can run your
I mean,
actions. These are your cost.
I do have GitHub Actions in the USGS repository itself, and I think the free tier covers most of the things itself. I don't
Yeah, so
actually
that's the thing.
see an
If you are on
opportunity,
the
but
free
yeah,
to,
it's not.
huh,
Yeah, it's not an enterprise level, so I think the free tiers works for me. But yeah, as if we are going to scale and add more actions and add more jobs, then maybe the costing would be very effective, I guess. The GitHub actions are actually very pretty easy to use and pretty easy to set up itself. Like you don't require to just wander here and there through Jenkins and all that stuff. Like setting up Jenkins is actually junky more than the GitHub CI is what I
I don't
believe.
know if they like point it out here or not, but one thing I remember, there was a point of time that if you were using a third party Git, runners, action runners, so GitHub would, cost you like a particular amount, even if you were using some third party one. So it would like you have to use GitHub because that would be the cheapest price. Otherwise, GitHub would add their subtle cost in between, and your total price would become more than GitHub's price. So Blacksmith could be cheaper than GitHub, but there would be a price GitHub would be taking in between. I'm unsure. I'll have to deep down. I think there's a Theo Brown's video on this that we can probably find, but I don't know if we should have that playing right now. So that's one thing with GitHub. It's I think this whole problem with GitHub Actions and GitHub as a whole is a lot more enterprise and scale problem that is needs a bit of research to understand. But for Copilot, the thing is I use Copilot a lot and I know the problems with Copilot. And
Copilot is
for
blunder, man. Copilot is blunder.
yeah, I think Copilot is a blunder
Why,
of Microsoft as a whole.
like, I have a question regarding Copilot. Like, why do all these organizations use Copilot then to open PRs and to fix issues? If you guys are saying that Copilot is trash, like I haven't used Copilot yet, and I haven't even redeemed the good the GitHub Student Pack. But like most of the organizations I see, they actually use GitHub Copilot itself. And even Siddharth once said me that GitHub Copilot is actually good. And
Like, see,
I
it
don't know.
was like, Vikram, I'll tell you, like earlier it was decent in terms of when the early models released were there. After that, the competition became in so stiff. Now GitHub doesn't even provide the model selection to the education plan.
Okay, no,
Oh,
it's not about the education plan. They do not provide it to the pro plan also.
Okay, okay.
Like they provided a bit, but it's almost same as the education plan. Mostly like the opus models are excluded. The thing behind GitHub like Copilot outrages, you don't know what Copilot is. No, like us here, we probably don't know what Copilot is. I might have to search uh all Copilot names.
Like in Windows as well, it is introduced a Copilot as a side assistance, and mostly Windows laptop are being sold as AI laptops and all that stuff. But the thing is, na, uh,
Yeah, so
all those
just a
have the
minute.
underlying models of GPT only. It's because
This
Microsoft had the
is
major
all of
stake.
Copilot.
Okay,
These all software products are Copilot.
okay.
Microsoft has taken the name Copilot and put it everywhere, almost 80 platforms. You are looking at Copilot that is working in a GitHub. I think we can like here's GitHub Copilot. Okay, it's one of the 80 things Copilot is being named after. That's the thing. They are putting it everywhere. GitHub
Holy.
Copilot student, GitHub Copilot, it's everywhere. The thing is, one of the also thing about Copilot is also the AI, assistant that is being forced into Windows platforms. Like
Yeah, true.
they change the Windows key to Copilot key. We all have a Copilot on a, by default on Windows. That is what Copilot is. Copilot is
No,
also a
but like
subscription.
if the tech guy is using a
Yeah.
Windows laptop, I've seen like 60-70% of them are just like switched off that tab only. Copilot is
People have
useless, man.
found ways to kind of de-bloat Windows by totally removing Copilot.
True, true.
So, I mean, like, there are a lot of things. The thing is, they are trying to push Copilot everywhere in different subs, subscriptions. The thing is, what you are particular talking about is the GitHub Copilot, the one that opens PR and everything, and that too is different. Like they have named it different, probably launched it different. So plans a solution test codes. You are talking about GitHub Copilot coding agent. Kind
Okay,
of like they have linked these five things also, that these five things kind of link together, these things link together. So there's so many of them that don't link. They have, created groups also. So
got
the thing
it.
is, when we are talking about opening PRs, when we have very small work to do, like even I have used this sometimes to have on my GitHub some kind of action window. I'll send out a prompt. The outrage they are having is that they are decreasing the usage by a lot. And when I say a lot, I think I'll have to. There was a reel that I came across from someone that was talking about that they have kind of, like, if you were to use Opus 4.7, it would kind of cost you like 20x. So they have, what they have done, that you will have a subscription, and that subscription you will have a fixed token usage, like a percentage of how much you have used. I think I maybe I can go through mine or something like that. Uh, So I think Copilot settings might have that. So yeah, this is the amount of usage I get. Like premium request is
Okay.
0.4, like month just started, I haven't used.
And
The
it's
thing
like
is,
they have also switched it
yeah.
from earlier it was request, but after that they switched it to credits, and after that it's percentage now.
So of course you do not get Opus models here. You
Yeah.
get like GPT 5.2, I guess. I'm not even getting more than
But
that.
that too is not serving. Like, see, if you will go ahead in Codex, you'll see GPT 5.2 low, medium, high. But the thing is, that's just because Microsoft earlier had a major share in OpenAI. After that, when there were some conflicts among them, so after the models output is reduced. So yeah, the
Yeah.
capability of models is not
Like
that great in
I
Copilot anymore.
have my, like, this is T3 code I have opened. So I have like my Minimax API key set up over here, and my like GitHub Copilot set up over here. The thing is, currently it is showing that I guess you open 4.5, but that request would just fail.
Okay.
So like it's almost no use to me. I mean, I know when you are on a like a free plan or like a $20 plan, asking for like the top tier model, like something like Opus, is a bit much. But
Mhm.
considering that that is the state of the art everyone wants to use. The thing is, everyone just wants to use the latest model. It's either GPT 5.5 Codex or Claudex, Opus, 4.7, I guess. When you don't have access to that, when you're restricted, the tool does not feel as valuable,
Okay.
because someone else is probably willing to put in the money to have that user.
Got it. Got it.
So
Okay, so
those
if we are
things come
talking
in.
about the AI race constantly, like we are evolving around Gemini, Claude, GPT, and all that stuff, like where do you stand on the stages of Apple in this AI race? Like after the recent collaboration of them with Gemini in Siri.
The thing is, we still haven't seen what that collaboration is gonna end up with. The
Yeah,
thing
true.
is, Apple will not really do a lot for the next few years, in my opinion. And that, like, a personal opinion, because the thing is, they just had a CEO change. So John Turner will, become CEO in September with the launch of iPhone. We have 19, I guess now.
18, 18.
Uh, okay, iPhone
18.
18. Yeah, I skipped one by mistake. I mean, I was thinking if we are gonna have iPhone 19 or not, because we
And
did not have
among
iPhone
three of, you
9.
know what, Vikram, among three of us, he is the most like Apple ecosystem user. And this
Yeah.
guy is giving up on, okay, man, that's great.
Okay, okay,
Yeah.
my bad, guys. Okay, so we're like, because they are just going through a CEO change, I do not really expect them to have major fundamental changes in their company just this year or next year. Like I think they will probably need to do some internal reforms and all that kind of stuff. work out the structure of people they have, then launch a bit of the things. I mean, we already know a lot of information that iPhone Fold is to come this year. So that is like a major launch that is to be done. And we have the launch of iOS 27 upcoming in a few time. Hello. हाँ आधे घंटे में
So, like, okay,
अच्छा एक
we
मिनट
have
एक
seen this so far. Vikram, what's your like? Have you ever used Apple or any Apple's AI features or something? What's your comment on those?
I haven't used any Apple
So,
features as
like,
well. I
okay,
don't.
I'll tell you a few things like which I've researched. So, why Apple's like if you'll use Samsung and if you'll compare Apple the image editing capability of AI. So the thing is,
Yeah,
Apple does on-device processing due to the data privacy kind of thing, and Samsung
yeah.
sends it to cloud. So there's a trade-off. If you want the image quality, then it will be sent on cloud. Like that's what Samsung says that the same quality cannot be like put it on device factor form factor, but Apple says privacy matters the most, so like it's a trade off. But what's your opinion, should Apple go ahead with cloud systems as well?
I mean, I didn't know about this kind of information before that Samsung actually puts your image on cloud and
No,
allows
Samsung
you to
does
edit.
the Samsung does the image processing from cloud and Apple does it on device. That's why
Yeah,
Apple
Apple
image
does it.
generation is not that better. Yeah.
Yeah, it's not that better, I know. I mean, they should actually push the Samsung thing themselves because I think when we talk about the privacy part,
Hmm.
they can actually have private cloud servers maybe where they can actually enhance the image generation and
But Apple
the
does
image
this
editing.
from like very long, like the first fundamental from for each and every device, whether it's iPad, whether it's iPhone, whether it's a Mac or whether it's Mac Studio, their on device, their first priority was privacy. That's why they build their own entire system, software, hardware, everything that they have at their own. That's why the privacy is most in Mac.
Then I think, I mean, Samsung does have the privacy compliance themselves when they are uploading your image on the cloud. Then
No,
what's
like
the major
they
difference?
these guys claim like Samsung claims that the only the processing on cloud happens, and after that the image is like treated to some things, and that those
As
images
in,
aren't
is
stored.
it not private enough? Is it not private enough, or like what?
No, like Samsung claims that those images won't be used for training of their models just because Samsung doesn't have even their own models. That's why. But Gemini, on the other hand, does this. Like if you'll go ahead and edit some, like you and me both, we use Pixel only. So in our
Hmm.
devices, whatever images we are editing, those images will be used for training the AI models on the later hands. If we have not
I
opted
mean,
out from the
if
settings.
someone is taking your data on the cloud and then
Hmm.
assuring you that data is not being used for something else, I mean, I'm pretty sure there's no blatant lie, more blatant lie
Yeah,
than that.
that's a myth kind of thing, man.
The thing is,
What's
I
your
have
opinion,
used
Vikram?
Apple's foundation models. They are not that good in my opinion, but yeah,
Yeah,
I guess
true.
we can go ahead with Vikram right now.
What's your opinion, Vikram? On the on-device processing as well as the privacy thing.
Okay, then if like Pranshu is right, actually, like it's a blatant lie to actually tell that we are not using your photos or files for training our models. Is
Hmm.
actually it actually is a truth that it is not private enough when we compare to Apple, that
Hmm.
they do the on-device processing. And I think the on-device processing is, I guess it's already okay enough, but I would still say that they should push the editing and the generation part of them. But I still think that they do care about the privacy, and yeah, that's all that I have in my mind right now.
Okay. For on your end, like, see, we've been grown in an environment or in a generation where we all believe, like, on the tech side of thing, we all know that privacy is a myth. So, do you believe that if we are taking away the privacy but we are giving away the output, that is okay?
I mean, uh, it depends on the user itself.
Yeah,
Like, I
that's
don't
true.
care
That can't be
if,
generalized, obviously.
yeah. I mean, if you ask me that do I care about my privacy and stuff, and I would say I genuinely don't care about my privacy anymore because everything is out there now. Like all my photos and everything, the footprint is out there.
That's
Matlab,
true.
everyone can know that where I live, where do I work, and what's my college. And yeah, I think I would still prefer Samsung over Apple for image generation as they're providing better outputs. But yeah, I guess it's very subjective thing to be discussed.
Yeah, that's true. We can't generalize.
Yeah,
So, do you
what's
believe?
your
Yeah.
take on this? What's your
Like
take on
my
this?
take would be okay. See, we all know in like tech background, like non-tech people, I've seen non-tech people caring about privacy more than us just because they don't know like privacy is a myth. So on our
Yeah,
end,
yeah.
like I do believe that okay, just take away the privacy just because it's a myth. I'll go away with the trade-off of a image or whatever the AI output quality. But do you believe like my question, a follow-up question would be, do you believe that Apple can go ahead with a KPI or a like Apple can go ahead and market this privacy thing later in their products like okay we are giving privacy with the improved AI models.
I mean, then it's the same thing as Samsung then.
No, Samsung is like doing on device processing, so yeah. But okay, Samsung does claims that we don't use images, but okay,
Yeah.
Apple can
Well,
also claim that maybe that on device processing is there, maybe.
Apple is actually already claiming that we don't use any of your,
Yeah,
you
true.
know, yeah, any of our things to train anything on that. So yeah, I
I think,
think
yeah.
they can, but they won't actually. I think.
Why?
What's your take, Pranchu, on this? Because it's a
Apple
subjective
won't
thing. So
drop their security marketing, in my opinion. They have built the
That's
yeah,
iPhone brand for over 10 years in the security department. They have signed a $1 billion deal with Google. They have most probably have signed that deal for them to get an on-edge device. The thing is, we have already seen with Gemma 4 how good on-edge device AI can get, to run on local hardware. Apple has all of the things they need to get our local hardware running. The thing is, I've gone
mm,
through the model we have. So the previous models that Apple have, they have like a 4,000 context window. So they are like very light models. They are like I think a few hundred MBs. I don't think they go over a GB. I don't think the overall
damn.
Apple Intelligence download goes over a GB, but I don't think the model goes over that. I have used it,
Damn.
and it can do your basic to next token prediction stuff. It cannot do a lot of tasks. Apple is already pushing, using the existing foundational model framework. They're already pushing on their developer side as a iOS developer. They're already pushing on the developer side to use the foundation models to build on that. They are not moving to using other party resources to using API tools. They want their Apple
yeah,
models to be included. You can go through the Apple developer channel. There are a lot of tutorials on it, how you can go use them, how you can go through them. And as we have seen before with Xcode, the iPhone ecosystem, the Apple Watch ecosystem, how logged their software and hardware both are. I don't think Apple will be willing enough to leave AI open in out there. And in the talk of privacy, what I would say that even though we are saying that privacy does not matter to us, privacy does matter to all of us. It's just that the boundary we create, or the strictness boundary we create, we have a very negligence in that. We are willing
No,
to
but
have a
like
lot of our
Pranchu,
data
that is a
outside.
very relative term. It's a very
Yeah,
relative term. Privacy is
i'm
a
saying in
relative
a
term. For me,
relative way
privacy would
only
be that.
I'm
Okay.
saying it in a relative way only, that for us, the boundary of precautions we take is very light and overall. Like it can vary
True.
for everyone. The thing is, the moment you realize that some of your data is being used to scam someone, or your photos are being used to,
True.
do something wrong on the internet, that moment you will start caring about your privacy.
Yeah,
Some
that's
people
true. Like,
just don't
see, even
want their
the
photos.
things happen in the wrong direction, like impersonation happening, demorphing happen, then it's a thing of concern. Or else, like, if privacy, the parameters of privacy for us are very different. If someone will impersonate me, then it's a very, like, it would be a concern for me. But if someone is using my photo just for the sake of like training their own models, so I don't have like initial
Yeah.
consequences. If I can't see, then I don't have any problem. But if I can see, like, that will be used in my against only, so obviously I'll have some problems.
So that's the thing. It's just that we
Yeah.
have different definitions of privacy. We all technically
Yeah,
care about privacy at some point. It's just a lot of the non-technical people or some people, they don't know how worse or how our data can be used. I mean, as a developer,
true,
if I build an application, I will get a lot of data on my platform. So now, if some person is consider, also, careful about privacy, that they are sending their data to me. I mean, of course, I'm not gonna do anything wrong about it, but who are they to trust me? That's the
true,
question that comes up. You trust Samsung, I trust Apple, we trust a few specific companies, but that is all relative to us.
true.
That is the thing I would say for privacy that we had.
Makes a lot of
I
sense.
mean,
Like, okay, go ahead, go ahead.
yeah, I just wanted to say that we don't actually see privacy in whole different layers, that when you care, when you don't care. We see privacy as a whole term, a whole one term. So yeah, so it comes down to that. Like Pranchu said, the thing that when at some point you would care about your privacy when a different person is using to impersonate or to morph or something. But yeah, that's actually concerning. And I would still say that at one point, yeah. But as a whole term, I would still say that I don't care about my privacy anymore because it's already out there and you can't actually do anything and you can't actually split between these layers as well. And you can't protect that, those layers. So, yeah.
Okay, since we are discussing a lot of brands here, like I just had a thing in my mind. Like earlier yesterday, I was exploring LinkedIn. So when I was just scrolling around on a random basis, I explored a few folks who were interning this summer in OpenAI and in the winter in Databricks. And there are a
I
lot of people
They are
like
very
that, like
easy to find those
interning this.
profiles.
Yeah, actually, and I was like, man, like these are who these guys are, like internship final bosses or what?
Oh,
I
there's
think I
this
know
there's this
what kind
girl
of profile you are
named
talking
Anu.
about.
You
Yeah, yeah,
know,
yeah.
girl named Anu. She's from like IGDTU, and like she's collecting all these companies like Pokemons. Like,
Lamau.
firstly, she was like working at Google, and now she's placed at Palantir. That's a crazy thing. If you can search
Man.
up her profile,
What's her name?
I'm just
Anu, it
opening
was
LinkedIn
Anu,
on
I
my screen.
guess. You can search up Anu IGDTU. I don't know the surname of her.
Damn.
Okay, I have LinkedIn
But yeah,
open.
I did saw some of the posts like how people are interning at different places, like they are collecting all the internships.
There's like
That is
this one
going ahead
particular
with like
profile that comes up on my page. Like, again, yeah, it's
which
this
one?
profile.
Ooh,
Just a second. Previously at AW, no, HubSpot,
HubSpot.
AWS,
Like
Vercel.
below that is also some like show more.
Financial
Damn.
researcher. I mean,
Okay, it's
uh,
not the that
I
major.
don't know.
So yeah, HubSpot after that AWS, then Vercel, then Clinker, after that
I mean,
database. Oof,
the
man.
moment you open one of these profiles and then you just look at that side and you see this.
Like you just go ahead with SpaceX one as well.
Like,
That guy will also
there's this
have some.
profile. This is on Stanford University, bro. Amazon, SpaceX,
SpaceX. After that,
Databricks,
again,
now
he's
OpenAI.
doing going
I
ahead
think
in
this is the
SpaceX
profile
only.
you were mentioning, OpenAI and
Yeah,
Databricks in the same one.
Databricks, and after that, like before the SpaceX, and after that, he's also going ahead in SpaceX only.
Hmm. Now, and crazy competition, nothing. And bro is an aspiring musician.
I'm telling you, like after like 3 years down the line, his bio would sound like a YC founder or something like a founder of that
That's
company.
one thing I saw in like some video that for you to be selected in YC, you generally don't
Just
need
give me a
like a
minute.
great profile. Sorry, like a great idea. What you need is a great profile, a great past experience, and all that kind of stuff. I mean, just look at this. Previously at Stripe, Apple, and now at OpenAI, man. And Mercor also. I think
Crazy,
too
man.
much competition, man. So many sweats don't deserve a following.
But you will find such profiles in India rarely, man.
I think I had this conversation with Akshat once, and he mentioned that in India we have hyped these Fang and Mang jobs a lot because there's a lot of crowd, there's a lot of people that are applying for this. We have hyped them a lot. So what happens that even if one of us like if there's a one job opening, there are gonna be thousands of people. As compared to the American market, the thing is a lot of companies at this level are over there. So the amount number of openings is greater, the number of applicants is way lesser, so they don't have a crazy hype around this that kind of makes every single post way too crazy. So that's why, and once you have cracked one of these, hop once you have cracked even one of these companies at this level, hopping into one another, it becomes very easy for them to have a network. And I think it is possible in the
Agreed.
Indian market. It just the first cracking the first opportunity is the hardest thing, I think.
Yeah,
And
it's.
my
I
LinkedIn feed is
agree.
cooked, man. I don't really have anything good on my LinkedIn.
I do have a very great feed on my LinkedIn.
Man. Okay. Another
Just
YC
watch my
company
stream.
raising millions of dollars.
Damn.
Just a second, guys.
Yeah, sure. Vikram, so like, is it the ideal roadmap going ahead with GSOC? After that, just creating some posts around GSOC, then being a GSOC influencer, and after that, teaching how people can get into GSOC,
Nah, man, I am not built for that shit.
and just
I
sell some
actually
courses and
realized.
get rich.
Actually, I actually removed those lines where I written that comment down roadmap or open source
Wow.
from the
I'm
LinkedIn
uh,
posts itself.
I'm
And
proud of you
I
for
was
that
battling,
spirit, man.
I was battling my afterthoughts fine on that.
I'm proud of you. I'm proud of you for that spirit, just because it's like going ahead with those things in mind that I have to earn a lot. I have to build a brand around this thing on milking that. It doesn't make sense.
I
Obviously, you
mean,
can milk it to some extent, but not that entire thing that will make your personality around it.
yeah, exactly. And
So,
I
like,
don't
how many
want,
DMs you have received after GSOC cracking GSOC, and what were they?
man, they how to crack GSOC. How do you crack
How you cracked it? How to
GSOC?
crack it?
How to
How to
crack it?
crack GSOC?
Yeah. But actually, I'm getting paid. So are they cracking me?
Wow.
Okay, sorry, what? I go for 1 minute and we have a conversation of a totally different topic at this point.
Like cracking GSOC is our main topic, man.
I
Yeah.
was not hearing that. I'm pretty sure that was not the main topic.
No, that is the main topic. Like the main topic was, is it worth it to sell courses how to crack GSOC after cracking GSOC?
Here's the thing, if you make money of the courses, of course it's worth it, man.
Like if you make money out of anything, that's worth it, man.
Not really,
Yeah.
brother, not really. There's always a barrier of entry that can be considered, in my opinion. So, guys, I was thinking, how about we wrap up for today? I think we have gone over an hour, gone through some topics. How about we sit and chat for some other time now?
Yeah, sure. Obviously, we can. Like, it was a fun day overall, and we had a lot of fun. We had a lot of like worthy conversations this time. I think like these conversation can only happen on the stream kind of platform, just because when we three
We have
get
to
on a
show ourselves
group
as
call,
humans.
yeah, we if we are getting on a call that is not streaming, obviously we just talk about brain rot and all that stuff there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, we all enjoyed, man. It was great time. Let's just end this and
Yeah, it
let's
was
just
great.
hop on there.
Okay, so bye,
We'll
guys.
just
For the
get on
first
some
time, it
other
was
day.
Look,
great.
Bye, guys. Thank you so much for whosoever watched. Bye, bye, guys. Take care. Have a
look
great day.
forward to joining you guys again later.